Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. It's Minato here, and today I'm going to take a look at STR Ultimate Gohan's Easy A. So again, there's been very much discussion through the community. A lot of people think this guy is straight up bad. A lot of people think he's underwhelming. Some people like me think he's, pretty good, right? And in the right situations, he could very much outshine other units in the game, right? Which I feel like that is definitely true, right? I understand where other people are coming from in terms of this guy being underwhelming. I personally don't understand why you can see this guy is bad, honestly. Sure, we all know high chance to guard units definitely has been like a meme, right? High chance to guard is nothing that's anything like majorly reliable, right? You could you either get it or you don't. It's a 50-50 chance, right? And because of that 50-50 chance, it is very scary for a lot of people. And people think that this Gohan's stats themselves in general are too low, which I could see where that's coming from as well. We're gonna kind of talk about it right here. And obviously, as you can tell from the video, this is basically going to be me talking about how they probably could have made this guy better. Because while I'm sure if you guys follow me on Twitter, you see I'm personally probably one of the bigger S-tier Ultimate Gohan defenders out there. But I still think that they did scuff his design a little, unfortunately. And we all know there's really one major unit that because they just scuffed his design for. If there's anyone you guys could think of, let me know. But for real, this guy is the reason why they scuffed his unit. This right here, and then this right here, the greatly raised defense. That's really it. They just messed up guard units. I know Mas Ningen today, he did make a video talking about if Ted Gohan messed up guard units. Spoiler, he did, but check out that video. I think it was very informative, and it kind of actually helped push for me to make this video specifically in S-tier Gohan. But yeah, feel free to check out his video. He did a really good job on that. But continuing on from there, there's a couple of issues with this Gohan that I feel like make some at like face value less good compared to other units that are currently in the game. One, this Gohan doesn't have any multiplicative buffs. If you guys don't know what that means that's buffs that is applied, say when attacking, when receiving an attack, when performing a super attack, when evading, when guarding, stuff like that. Even he doesn't have actual attack and defense that is activated during that buff. Those are very important buffs nowadays, because let's see, there should be, I know there's a couple of units that we can bring up. In fact, I know there's this one unit that the community, I think the community really likes this unit recently. This guy that literally just came out, he is a very good example of how these multiplicative buffs work. He gets 100% when attacking. He gets another 100% attack and defense when he performs a 5th attack, right? Stuff like that. And look, it isn't actually 300% because of, how it works in game. It's actually equal to 500%, right? Stuff like, when receiving an attack, I'm not sure if there's a character, I guess, you're an example. You don't really hit that hard unless you have a full Heavenly Events rotation. But like, for example, this additional 58% attack after receiving an attack, that's something even he has, right? Just to do a little bit of damage. SR Super 17 is an example. One reason why is because that only really works for units that have start of turn defense, right? Or attack. I think the only unit that doesn't really have something like that is Turles. Yeah, Turles, just because he has stats, I think are just so high, right? 200% at the start of turn, basically, and his stats are here. I think the biggest thing, though, to come from Turles is his links. That's why they didn't give him any. His links are quite powerful, but you guys kind of get the point from there. That's pretty much that, right? I mean, that's why even Text per se for Gogeta has something like that. While this Gohan, I feel like his stats could look impressive in the right situations, obviously, right? Once you're able to get like this right here, because he does greatly stack attack and greatly raise defense one turn. He can triple super. If you're able to get that off, his defense can get really high in the right situations, considering that when you triple super, you have the guard active, right? So in those situations, I was even able to survive Omega Shenron super attack with this guy, right? Which is a very impressive, thing to do, no matter if, I do understand that people were pointing out, oh, he took like 380k. Yeah, and it's like, you survived though. There's not a lot of units that could actually live in Omega Shinra and super attack like that. So I just found that personally impressive, right? But I think that's one issue with Gohan. If there's something else I was gonna fix about him, just change this. The additional chance. The reason why this is not good, well, it's good, but it's not really good for how he's designed to work, right? Because I feel like he's designed to be a floating slot 3 unit, but the thing is, well, the reason why he's designed to be floating slot 3 is because this is 4 turns specifically, not 5 turns. So what happens is that means that when you float him off, he'll come back with the guaranteed guard, given that he gets it the first time, which is, I feel like, what he's kind of meant to do as a support type unit, because they really did focus a lot on this right here, the support type aspects for Entrusted Will, which is pretty good, right? It could be better. I think that it could have just been super class allies in general, something else I would change, right? But yeah. On top of that, I just think that instead of the additional chance that has a high chance to become a super attack, change that to just an additional 58% defense. Just straight up give them extra defense like that. The reason why is because not only is it a multiplicative buff, so it would, I feel like the 58% would do a lot more than just an extra super attack here. With that, because if you have the guard activated, like for the first turn, you don't know if the guard's going to activate or not. So you realistically, as a floating unit or a second slot unit, you're not really going to put them in slot 1 to activate the guard and see if that happens or not. And if it doesn't activate, you're kind of screwed, right? At least if it doesn't activate, you can get the super attack off first. But if you do that, the guard won't activate before he attacks. So he won't do the additional super attack until the next turn when it's guaranteed, right? Which again is kind of like something that they overlooked. I feel like maybe it's something they're thinking, oh, if you put him in slot 1, you can do that. But I feel like they should have really focused on him being like that slot 3 support unit or something like that, right? Or even just straight up just give him guard and then just take away the additional chance, right? Either one of those could have been fine. But I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like that I'm fine with this high chance to guard and it being activated for 4 turns, right? I understand if they want to kind of dance around the guard mechanic, especially since, because if he had guard guaranteed and then like he's like stacked defense or something, him and this guy is like, when are they gonna age? They would never age, like literally never. This would be like a rotation until like the end of the game, like permanently, if not, or if it isn't already a rotation that could last until the end of the game, right? They clearly were tiptoeing around to make sure that Gohan didn't like have the mega god partner and they just lasted forever, right? So that's why I would, as much as I would love for him to stack defense, I don't think they would give that to him ever. But what I would personally like this guy to look like, if we just read out basically everything I'm talking about here. The leader skill could stay the same, obviously. There's not really anything you could change about it. But Hybrid Saiyans at key through on 70% across the board is still very strong. Greatly raised attack, greatly raised defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage. Again, I'm fine with this. I think that if they did stacking, that would be obviously ideal. But I'm fine with this right here. Attack and defense plus 158%. Superclass allies defense plus 30%. And then key 2 and 30% attack. Just get rid of the Entrusted Will part. I don't think he needs that. It's a fine category, right? Entrusted Will. But I don't think he needed to be restricted like that specifically, right? Because there's not that many characters on it. Like, there's a good amount of good characters. But I think there's no reason to really keep it from being like that. And I think the key especially is important. At the very least, move the key 2 to this so that it's just all allies or superclass allies specifically. That'd be fine. I would want him to probably just permanently guard. Even though what I was saying earlier, I was fine with that. I think just knowing that you're gonna guard is just 3 times better. And then when guard is activated for 4 turns, he gets the additional attack and defense 58%. I think that's fine. Or 5 turns even if they want to go crazy, right? I think that's fine, right? Just because that'll give him a multiplicative buff not only offensively but defensively. And I think in the long run, That would just be way better than just having him having the chance to additional, which, you know, you're not even gonna see. I feel like, well, as the guard that you're gonna see, I feel like people are underrating how good this is. Having the guard activated for 4 turns like that when you get it activated. Because, like, for me personally, when I was doing, like, the Omega and Broly runs, Gohan, like, guarded the entire time, right? The 50% chance could really get in your favor, but you have to understand that, again, it's a 50-50 chance it can not go in your favor. Because I know Truth, for example, when he was using this unit, it just didn't guard for him, and it just messed up his runs, right? And it could be either way. It's equal, right? I just feel like more time than not, because he keeps the guard for the 4 turns, you're gonna see him guard a lot, right? With the 50% chance for sure. It's just this right here. You're not gonna see this often if you're gonna keep up in slot 2 or something, right? Unless you keep it specifically in slot 1, then you won't really see that. But if this is just attack and defense, that would help him a lot with just his stats. Because I feel like one other issue that I said people said were having issues earlier were just his stats. But that's pretty much it. Another thing that they could do is they could make high chance to guard, but like the 16 and 18. Because what happens is, well, right here, they have a medium chance to guard when there's another extreme class ally attacking in the same turn. However, their guard procs mid-turn, right? So if they take 2 attacks, maybe then a guard, and then the 3rd attack, they would be able to guard. They could guard in the middle of the turn like that, right? Which I believe no other guard unit actually does that. People thought Namegoku did that, but that's only because he had the guarantee guard for the few turns, right? And he was hit by a physical enemy. Same with this S-tier Gohan, right? It happens like that. If you get type advantage, it technically is guard, and then it activates their full guard. 16 and 18, even if they're against like an AGL enemy or something, they could have that full guard mid-turn, which is very strong. But if only that's something they gave to this guy, I think that would have been fine. Again, just looking at the other guard unit specifically, maybe you could have had guard just in that's the first or second attacker or something. Maybe second and 3rd attack if they want him to be a floating unit, maybe in the 1st or 3rd slot, so that, you know, you can still put him in the 2nd slot or something. I don't know. Maybe when collecting a certain amount of key spheres you can guard, like this Majin, just way less. There's a lot of different things that they could have done. Maybe even if there was just another Goku's family category ally on the team, on the rotation, right? I mean, obviously that would be not hard to get, but you guys get my point. That's pretty much all I want to say. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for watching, and of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.